Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And today I'm going to show you a new product that Stampin' Up is carrying. It's called the Brusho Crystal Color. The way that I'm going to share with you this technique, this one is very messy. It's different technique you can do with that, less messy. I absolutely love this one. I was inspired by Billy for this card. If you're wondering where it is in the catalog, it is on page 26 right here. It's a pack of 5 for $30. It's going to last a long time. So I'm going to share this technique also on my blog. If you go right above in the eye or below in the description, you're going to have the link for this post, and I'm going to have also the video of Stampin' Up, get different way to use it. Also be ready for seeing more technique using this one. I'm starting with the most messy one, I think. So to do this one here, I'm using a piece of our graded not graded, I cannot think of the name, paper here that we sell that also. I'm going to have all that in the supplies list. So I cut it in 4. What you see, 1 and 1. So that's the way I cut it. So I get 4, 1, because after you use it 1, it's going to be shot. Now I'm using the painter's tape. You can use also the washi tape. This one is very white, so I just stir it up. So now what you want to do is this measure 5 1/4 by 4. So the 4-inch, it's easy because it go right in our groove there. But the one at, oops, yeah, the 4-inch go right equally. Oh, it's by 1/4, so it's perfect. It matched perfect. This, it's all the little line, it's by 1/4, so it's perfect. You see, it's perfectly straight. Now I want my border at 1/2 inch. So what I'm going to do, no, 1/4 inch. So I'm going to have to go at the first lines there. I just take my tape and put it right at the line there, and then I know my first line there. So you see how easy it is. You don't want no crease there. So you can take this, going to remove the crease. Here we go. The only thing that my paper is small, so what I'm going to do, it's mark it here. So I know it's here, and I know it's here, and here I can look easy. Let's mark, it's this one here, and it's this one, so then I can see through. Here we go. So that's going to help me here. If your paper is bigger, then it would be no problem. It's just that I'm trying to make more out of it. So now this is going to get right here. Well, that one is short. I had started and I had forgot some important stuff, so I had to start over. Here we go. So the first line. So the first line, it's 1/4 inch. Oh, I get a little dab there. So the more you're going to press it down, so then less water going to go under. Now we're going to go this one. Remember I said there and right there. So now it's going to be the perfect proportion frame around. You could do the whole paper also, absolutely. It's just that I wanted a border around. If you don't want no border, then you can do it, do the whole thing. It's just that I like to add it tape also, so when it dry, it don't bow so much. Now that I get all this done, I'm going to use my spritz bottle, and we're going to water that. But before we water that, let me get you with the, we get 5 different colors. So for this one, we're going to use the mossy green. We're going to use the precision blue, the blue one. And we're going to use a little bit of the yellow, and it gets some red in it. So we're going to use those one. These here, when you get them, you don't want to peel this up and pop the cap off. If you do that, it's going to go all over. It's a very light powder. The best thing, you want to maybe take a thumbtack there and punch holes in it and keep it there. I would do a few of them when it's too slow for me. If you want just one, you get more control, go for it. Or if you do a lot like me, I went very happy, I'm just putting a tape on it, but really the thumbtack gonna work even better, okay? Here we go. So that is the 3 color we're gonna be using. Now you're gonna take your spritz bottle, you're gonna wet this completely here. Again, this is watercolor paper that measure 5 1/4 by 4. I try on different paper, I didn't find the best result. Watercolor paper for this technique was the best result. Now I'm gonna spray this. See, I had some blue when I play with the thing there. Don't worry about that. That's why I got some blue when I brought my thing over here. I had a little bit of powder. Now the blue is very strong, so I'm just gonna do a bit of the blue. See how it's just spread lovely? Now I'm gonna, whoops, get some on my table here. I'm gonna do some of the mossy green, and it gets some blue in that one also. So now you see why I'm saying none of the background gonna look the same twice, right? Because how can you control this? Okay, I'm gonna put a bit more blue. Here we go. Now you're going to take your spritz again and spritz where you get less water. So you see where you had all those dry spots. Okay, now it looked like a mess. And when I did that the first time, I'm like, this is going in the trash. I thought I ruined it. You can use the aqua painter. Where it's very, like here I get a spot, but so make sure I get water on your brush completely. I can drag a little bit here. I don't want to mix it too much with my aqua painter. That's another technique by itself. Now what you can do is marbleize a little bit more. Yes, it's messy. I think I told you that before. I want a bit more blue, believe it or not, because I want like a night sky. And what I'm going to do again? Absolutely. Spritz, spritz. I don't want the dots. Here we go. Now you could take the heat tool and eat that, but then it's going to push the color more. I'm just going to let this air dry. So this one here, it's going to be done. I'm going to post it with the other card also, but to speed up the process, I'm going to remove this. So what you would do, and I shouldn't, but I did, I was not thinking too much ahead, I should have kept that on my paper and show you how to peel the tape. When you're going to peel the tape, I'm going to show you a little trick here. Let me pull a piece. What you want to do, let's say the tape is there. You want to take your tape, put your hand here, take your tape. See how I keep the tape flat? Keep that flat and just pull it flat. Don't pull it up because that's going to tear up the paper. Keep your tape always flat on the surface and just pull it up. And that's going to stop the ripping of the paper, okay? Now this one, I look at my cardstock and I said, I was trying different cardstock. I find this one was going perfectly on Inland Indigo. Now this one, I went with Dapper Denim. I thought that was going better with Dapper Denim. Now we're going to take the stamp set Sheltering 3. And we're going to ink this good here. I want to make sure that I need my foam. Very important to have your foam so we get a good impression. And when you cut the paper, I don't know why I cannot think of the name. It's not graded. Oh gosh, it's bugging me. Well, when you cut that paper, you can use some paper that you use on your table for your scrap paper, and then it's perfectly fine for this. Now put this on top of your foam. And this is black archival ink. Give a good impression there. Et voila. Ooh, that stamped good. The first one I had to go back. So you see I give a very good impression. Now for the greeting, I got just a note, and that's from the Card Kit Soft Saying. And again, we're going to be using the black archival ink. Always say stamp on scrap paper first. Make sure. It seems the second time you get more ink on it. Here we go. Perfect. Now, what did I do for the white? Well, we're going to do the white. This here, I put some acrylic paint in it. I try many different pens and that, and I find the acrylic paint was the best for this technique. So let's fold this paper. This paper denim measure 8.5 by 5.5. Should have a bone folder someplace here. And we're gonna adhere that. So you see it's pretty flat, right? Even with all the wetness. But still, anytime you use watercolor, my best advice, watercolor paper, I say use a fast fuse. Make sure you go right at the side. And, oops, you don't want it on your hand. I like to start at the top. So I'm just going to match this here. Okay, now, see, I keep this lift here. See this? And then I go down and push all equally so then it don't bow on me. Oops. That glue on my thumb on something. Voila. Now I just put a inside white. I can stamp the 3 there also, or put a little other greeting, have a good day, whatever, just a note. Now we're gonna, this, like I said, it's just a little bottle. I think it's Esty that sent me that. One of my team member or customers sent me this little bottle for glue. Well, I use it for white paint. Also, if you get the fine tip glue, when it's empty, you could always put white paint in it. Right now, it want to leak a little bit faster than I want, so it's because of the pressure. Here we go. Now, oops, first, one more thing. I'm using the Smoky Slate marker, and I'm just doing a shadow here. That little shadow add a lot. It's not much, but it add a lot. Let me bring that closer to you. See, I could have stamped even my 3 a little bit higher. Now I'm going to take the white and I'm going to put like it's got some snow. That you're going to have to be very careful not to put your hand on this till it's completely dry. See, it's very fine. Then, oops, I'm going to put a little bit. And when it's going to dry, it's going to dry a little bit lighter. You can come and add more if you want. Did you see I banged this because I had it a little bit too much pressure? So I just push it down. So I got less coming out to do the fine tips here. Et voila, my friend, how pretty it is. Now, when you're done, just tap this and put it in. Et voila. So now you get same color that I used for both. This one I get more yellow. This one I get less yellow. And let's see the one that we did together. See how it get pretty? That one a little bit more yellow, that make the green also. So I will have this card finished too for the blog post. So just come to my blog at FrenchieStamps.com and both of the cards will be there. If you notice, here I get a little bit because the tape was not pressed good. I'm not worrying about that. I think that's what make it perfectly homemade. So this is it for the Brusho. I will have more coming on that. I absolutely love that stuff. You can use it with your aqua painter for color. The colors are very vibrant. It's a new product that I love. Thank you so much and come again soon. Bye-bye for now.